Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at Mad World Tarot. And I am rather mad this afternoon or early evening as I'm doing it. First of all, the wind is bringing a storm along with it, so it's a bit of a stormy vibe outside. You might hear howling wind in the background, which is better than the neighbour's weed eater, I have to say. So there's that, but also a bit mad about this failure of As Ever. Meghan gave an interview very recently in which she basically said she's done with that. It would be too easy to restock that runny, not jam, spread, whatever, and the honey that never actually quite happened, and that ghastly pancake mix and whatever else, dead flowers. Too easy to do that. She wants to step back, gather data, and figure out exactly what As Ever could be. We are hearing that the jam might be restocked soon. I guess slow boat from China. Maybe the has-beens bringing it back in his suitcase from Shanghai. My bit of snark for the day. But apparently she's going to figure this out. And next year she might dabble a bit in fashion. My goodness. This is the woman who keeps telling us on her podcast how hard she's worked and how difficult it is to juggle being a working mother, her business commitments and meetings, and raising children, dragging them towards beehives in overlarge beekeeping outfits. Does that qualify as raising children, dragging them along towards beehives? I don't know. But anyway, as you can tell, I'm a little bit incensed today about this. There's been some speculation on why this venture into commercialism has failed, and failed so quickly and spectacularly. People are saying it's because she's bone-eyed or she's lazy. People are saying it's because she doesn't take advice. That's come from the royal quarter, according to Richard Eden. Meghan wouldn't take advice when she was a working, in air quotes, royal, so why would she when she's going to be a billionaire in California? There's that theory. There's the theory that possibly Harry has pulled the plug financially because they are broke and it was his money that was buying all this crud that she was trying to sell, or that she was trying to flip her business. She was going to set it up as a sort of I won't say shell company, but you know what I mean. And then L'Oreal or somebody was going to swoop in and buy it like they did with Jamie Kern-Lima. She surrounds herself with these women who've become astronomically wealthy because they've set up businesses that have then been bought out for billions by actual real brands. So maybe she expected that to happen in an afternoon and it didn't. Then there's the theory that there just aren't any takers, like Netflix can't be bothered. Netflix has really weaseled their way out of this whole deal. They were going to sell her jam and whatever in their superstores in malls or pop-up stores in malls or whatever in the United States. That never quite happened. The public seems to have not rushed to buy any of this crud. Then there's my personal theories, and we will get to those with the Housewives Tarot. Have I showed this to you? Probably not, but that's what we're reading with today. The Housewives Tarot, the Desperate Housewives Tarot, as I like to call it. My personal theory, and I am going to get personal a little bit in here. The only real world experience I have of a similar vibe of let's do this for a bit and then, it sort of worked, but now we're going to have a lie down for the next 6 months and think about what next we could try, maybe next year, is drug related. So I'm going to ask about that because nobody really seems to be speculating about that out and about on social media. But as I say, it's a pattern that I recognize. So I'm going to ask that question. And the other suspicion that I have that I'm not seeing around and about either is that it could be divorce related, meaning she doesn't want to succeed while she's still married to the has-been. Because if the marriage is failing as badly as I'm seeing in the cards and a lot of people are speculating, then oops, if she turns out to be the breadwinner and has to support the has-been forever after. My goodness, how funny that would be. She tells us, as I say, she's going into the world of fashion, or fashion, as what's his name would call it, H.G. Tudor. So we're going to have a look at what's going on. Is she just lazy? Is she just incapable of taking good advice? Is she running out of funds because the has-beens pulled the plug and there was no billionaire came along to buy the brand that she hoped would buy or inject $1 billion into it? Is it that Netflix has pulled the plug? Is it that the public's just not interested in her and what she has to sell? Her soul, in my opinion, she is selling or has sold. How harsh that opinion is. Or is it my pet theories? First of all, the drug theory. Second of all, the divorce theory. And where to next for our girl in Montecito? Our female founder, who has floundered so quickly and so spectacularly. We're going to ask, and hopefully the tarot is going to tell us. So, I need to remind you, very important, that this is just tarot for fun and entertainment. It's all my opinion, my rather grim and bitter opinion in this reading. And it's all my personal speculation, and I just read energy here. And of course, there is a disclaimer in the box below. Let's see what's going on with the Housewives Tarot. Personality, money, no takers, my pet theories. Where to next for our enterprising little Miss Markle? The Hierophant in reverse. Hierophant is about structure and hierarchy and kind of playing by the rules and doing the right thing. It's also the teacher of the tarot, as I very often forget to say when I'm in these royal readings, because we don't often have teaching. Well, we don't have teachers really. We have plenty of teaching moments. Oh, so many. That's why we do this tarot. It's one of the reasons we do this tarot. It's for teaching moments because it's archetypal. I haven't said that for a while. I'm going to say it now because this Hierophant has shown up in reverse. This is a teaching moment, actually. I'm getting that like a real sort of a whack on the head from up there. This is a teaching moment for all you working women out there, and I am one, always have been, suspect always will be. My peers all are, my family all are, the younger generation all are, even the one that shouldn't be and is because of health reasons, and lots of heavy lifting has to go on around to make it happen for her. Hierophant in reverse, this is a teaching moment, and this is about doing the right thing, because that's what the Hierophant really is about, and it's in reverse. Not learning and not doing the right thing. Not listening to your elders, not learning from them, not being prepared to learn from them. And of course, Richard Eden went to royal sources to ask about this when this news broke that Meghan was stepping back and not restocking and going to, find out who she really is at 43. They said, this is someone who would not take advice while she was a working royal, so they're not surprised that this has now happened. Underlying energy. Let's move on. Situation we're dealing with the High Priestess. That's her, Meghan. She often shows up as the High Priestess because she likes the vision board and she likes the more mumbo jumbo woo woo side of the street rather than rolling up her sleeves and doing the hard work. We saw how she struggled to cut that honeycomb and force it into the wrong shaped bottle and then licked her fingers after she did all of that. And no, I'm not OCD and I don't have terrible hygiene issues, but watching Meghan around food and in kitchens and things has made me a bit OCD, I have to say. That's just what's happened to me. But getting back to the High Priestess, the heart of this reading, what are we dealing with? We're dealing with someone who believes very firmly in the power of magical thinking and possibly had this all on her vision board and believed that if she just chanted some things and listened to some, I don't know, binaural beats or whatever she was. And yeah, I'm mocking. I do it too. I do those things, but I also wake up in the morning and spend a hard day working. And everyone around me does. I think it's just that she honestly believed she could wave a magic wand and this would all magically happen. That's what the High Priestess is telling me today. So let's ask the lazy question. Is she just bone idle? Is she just lazy, lazy, lazy? I've got the King of Wands, and the King of Wands in reverse, you could say he's a lazy person. Look at all these gadgets that the King of Wands has attached to him. He's figured out ways of sort of making the housework a whole lot easier with all those contraptions, all those gadgets. Now, that's not normally how I would read the King of Wands, but this is the artwork on this particular tarot, the Housewives Tarot. It's in reverse. Someone else will do it. I can have the brilliant idea because I'm the King of Wands, but someone else will do it. They normally lead by example, the King of Wands, when they're upright. They motivate people because they get involved and they do the stuff themselves and they love doing it. They're often very creative, very dynamic, very inspirational. Prince William often shows up as King of Wands upright now in my readings. This is in reverse. This is somebody who thinks other people should do the heavy lifting. They will have the clever idea. Everyone else will execute it. That's how it's reading for me. It's my personal opinion. Of course, just tarot and wild speculation on the tarot table today. What about the other personality defect that she might have, that people are speculating about, that she just can't take good advice? She won't listen. Hierophant in reverse has already answered that question, but what else does universe want to tell us? Three of Swords in reverse. That's interesting. That tells me that people have tried and failed and left. And yes, we have that bullying story that doesn't ever go away. We had the bullying report in the royal family. We've had, I've lost track of how many news magazine articles have come out since she moved to the United States, talking about her treatment of staff in the United States. That tells me that people have tried and people have felt very let down, very hurt about her refusal to listen to their good advice. Three of Swords is really heartbreak, is really betrayal, is three in a situation. So Meghan, Harry and an advisor. And we've had people in tears in the UK. We've heard about that. We've had eyewitness accounts of people sobbing after Meghan has lashed out at them, screamed at them, rejected their advice, left them in very difficult situations. That's a very difficult energy that's coming through that Three of Swords in reverse. Doesn't listen to advice, and I personally believe the energy that's speaking to me through that card has caused people to quit, has caused people to have possible mental health issues as a result of her treatment of them. That's all coming through there. We're going to put the allegedly sign on. It's going to flash away mightily right through this reading. This is all my opinion. It's all speculation. It's all allegedly, with that Three of Swords in reverse in particular. How about the money aspect of things? Why this might have failed. Has-beens run out of cash, got a huge legal bill to pay. Not the only one he's got to pay. Just by the way, there's another court case rumbling on with the Daily Mail. How about the has-been saying, you've wasted enough of my money on this little frolic of yours, it's over. I got the Nine of Swords, stress. We're talking about money, and we get the Nine of Swords. That's the kind of money worry that keeps you awake at night, tossing and turning. And plenty of that around in the world at the moment. In my world, I'm sure in your world, in the real world, not in Montecito necessarily, but I think they're having a bit of moment financially. We're going to look at that in the next reading. Just by the way, a bit of light relief after this, where I am ranting, because this is too close to the bone for me. But that Nine of Swords, yeah, there's financial stress there. The has-been might have said, ooh, can't spend another million, whatever, buying cheap crud from China, because got to pay legal bills. That guy with the big hair wants to be paid. I don't think he really featured in that security case. He might have advised, I don't know. But the barrister certainly would want to see her money. After that heart-rending speech she gave to the court a month or so ago. Is that snark? Yes, it is. So that's the has-been. How about that big investor that Meghan might have been expecting to come along and buy her brand from her, because she's Meghan Sussex now, the Duchess of Sussex, Princess Meghan. She's got her own monogram even on the doormat. How about that not quite working out? Six of Pentacles. That's a sharing card. It's not the kind of big money that I would have expected to see there, but it's dividing things up, the Six of Pentacles, because it's sharing. It's apportioning. So there is the idea in there that she might have expected someone to want a share of what she had to offer. And of course, they haven't come along. Interestingly, though, it's really the charity card. And there's a lot of speculation about strange financial occurrences in some of the charities that the Parkles are associated with. African Parks springs to mind. Of course, there's now a Charities Commission inquiry into Centre Bali. It's more giving me the real money, shall we say, grift, because they have been described as grifters, Harry and Meghan, from a really authoritative source who worked with them, paid them a lot of money and got very little in return. That grift maybe was the main grift, and this was just a frolic, some idle sort of pastime, because all the ladies in Montecito have the fashion ranges or flower arranging businesses or makeup brands or some, make people in, where is it? Was it Rwanda? Weave handbags for no money, or mushroom coffee, or whatever it is, wanted to be in with that crowd. It's possible. It's possible. This is my personal opinion, of course, and just an energy reading. Let's move on to the note takers column. The note takers, first of all, Netflix, who have failed signally to promote this as ever thing. They haven't offered any of Meghan's product in their stores. We have the Seven of Wands in reverse. This is the all fall down card, in the sense of it's an indefensible position. They couldn't find it in themselves to back her, to support her. She's so under fire. She's so disliked. She's so criticized for everything she does at this point, that I think that they just quietly retreated from this deal. And it might be one of the reasons why she had to admit defeat. There is a Crazy Days and Nights blind item about this, that the reason why she's had to drop this as ever thing is because Netflix has dropped her lifestyle show. We have heard that there is a third series, as they're describing it, coming early next year. So I don't know about that blind. But anyway, it does look like Netflix is backing away from this disaster with that Seven of Wands in reverse. So what about just Joe Public, you and me, and our indifference to her? And if it's not indifference, then it's active loathing of her. Is it just so unpopular? Four of Pentacles. No, I don't get that. I don't think that that's the real reason why she's had to quit on this, because Four of Pentacles is hanging on to your coin. It's hanging on to your status. It's the only energy that comes through in terms of public interest in her products is that people might be just being careful with their money, and that is very plausible in the current climate, financial climate, that people are conservative about their spending. They're saving their money. They're spending only on household necessities. They're not going to waste their money on some ludicrously expensive dead flowers. Parrot food, or was it rabbit food? It's rabbit food, sorry. Parrots would not eat dead flowers, of course. When, you know, they're hungry mouths to feed in their actual household. So it's possible that people are just tightening their belts and just not prepared to waste money on frivolities like Megan's absurd product range. And it really was an absurd product range, in my opinion, of course, all my opinion. My personal suspicions now, drugs. I'm just saying it like it is. As I say, I have reasons for suspecting that this is one of the reasons why she might just have run out of steam. That's, as I say, a wild speculation. And so I'm just testing the energy of that theory because it's a pattern that I personally recognize. So it's a speculation, let's ask. I got the Knight of Pentacles. No, it's not coming through like that. So I'm going to have to say wrong, mistake. No, Knight of Pentacles is solid, is upstanding, is reliable, is putting the hard work in, showing up, doing that kind of stuff. So no, it's not that. It's not that. So wrong theory. Tarot is saying absolutely not. So as best as she's able to, let me frame that carefully, she has showed up. Her idea of showing up is, and this is my speculation based on this King of Wands over there in reverse, quite different to my idea of showing up. Her idea, I think, is showing up to hear what other people have done for her. But she views it as showing up. So that's interesting. So that theory out the window, and she has shown up, but just not in the way that a regular person would show up. How about my other pet theory, that she doesn't want to be successful because she doesn't want to be saddled with having to pay for the has-been in future. That's a divorce related. She wants to be successful after divorce. Ta-da! Lovers in reverse. There's a divorce card if ever there was one. And yeah, breakup, Splitsville. A lot of energy in that card. It's a major arcana. Do we have other major arcana? Yes, we do. We have our High Priestess over there. And let's remind you that the High Priestess is very secretive, very mysterious, has that vision board out. I don't think that on the vision board was, I will be the breadwinner forever and ever. I think on the vision board was always, I'm going to find Mr. Rich to subsidize me, because that's always been the case, from Daddy to Trevor to Chef Guy in Canada to the has-been. She has a habit of finding wealthy men to keep her in the style to which she would like to be accustomed. That's my opinion. And I think her life pretty much proves that point. Doesn't want to be caught in that particular trap. It would be very funny if she were to be caught in that particular trap. But I think that's giving a lot of energy. And interestingly, there has been, according to that Nine of Swords, has got financial stress in his life, and very likely has said can't afford to keep buying a raspberry spread for you and dead flowers. Just not going to happen. Okay, where's she heading next in terms of all this money and whatever? We got the Seven of Cups. Oh dear, it's in reverse. A bit of a reality check for our friend in Montecito. Seven of Cups in reverse. Upright, you know, pie in the sky, pipe dreams, fantasy, delusion. All things are possible. I just have to keep with the vision board. High Priestess over there. In reverse, running out of options. No takers, nobody interested. Bank manager saying, oh, by the way, Are we going to withdraw that line of credit? That kind of thing. 7 of Cups in reverse. I'm not seeing a fashion brand anytime soon. Let's just say. So there's the reading, and I was wrong on one thing. I think I'm right on the other. Divorce. That's, as I say, is the reading. Thank you very much for watching, and see you on the next one.